For those of you who don't know me, I'm Adriana de Souza Silva. I'm director of the Center for Transformative Media, and I'm so excited to see you all here. This is the launch event of our center. So we put a lot of work on this day of events. And so I'm just going to do a little introduction about the center, and then we can start the event. For those of you who don't know, the centers, CAMD has 3 centers, and together with the Center for Design and the Center for the Arts, CTM is a hub for interdisciplinary research, programs and experiences in media, arts, and design. This is from our mission. The center is an interdisciplinary research network dedicated to investigating the potential of emerging technologies for creativity and social change. Research conducted in the CTM explores the potential of emerging technologies to transform society and our potential to develop new media technologies, as well as how people and communities use existing and emerging media in innovative, creative ways. And throughout the day today, all of the talks and the speakers and the discussions are going to revolve around different aspects of this mission. These are some of our strategic research areas, and these are kind of based on the affiliated and core faculty that are associated with the center. So research conducted here explores histories and futures of emerging media, grassroots creativity, play and learning, health, access, and sustainable media futures, urban mobilities, justice and civic engagement, mapping, social networks, and data justice, and misinformation and news storytelling. With that said, I would like to call first Northeastern Provost David Madigan to give a little introduction, and then our CAMD Dean Elizabeth Hudson.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. I'm David Madigan, the Provost of the university. Thank you for joining us today. This is a fantastic event and a fantastic moment. And it's some notes here to keep me on the straight and narrow. It's the relaunch of what used to be called the Center for Communication, Media Innovation and Social Change, and is now called the Center for Transformative Media, which is much more straightforward and very exciting. But it's much more than a name change. It really is a bold statement about a very important area for the university, and how we understand the relationship between technology, society, and human creativity is what the center is all about. It's very consistent with kind of the Northeastern DNA, which is we are all about impact, about how we can organize ourselves to cutting across the disciplines, and this is a very transdisciplinary enterprise. This new center, how we can work across the disciplines to really move needles in the world. Begin with problems in the world, work backwards to figure out how working across the disciplines we can really make a difference. So centers, institutes, and these kinds of initiatives are centrally important to delivering that mission. It just brings people together, from across the disciplines. So this is a fabulous kind of representative of Northeastern at its best. And I believe great things are happening and will happen in this center in the future. The center's mission is to investigate how, this is worth reading, to investigate how emerging technologies can transform society, and equally important, how people and communities creatively adapt and innovate with these technologies. We seek to enhance technology and media engagement, promote mobility and data justice, and create the conditions for sustainable cities. Incredibly exciting, and it's this vision is powerfully embodied in the director Adriana, you just heard from. We're thrilled that she has joined us here at Northeastern. I couldn't imagine a better person to lead this initiative. Very excited. I also want to acknowledge Elizabeth's contributions and leadership that have brought us to this moment. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Brooke, for your leadership as well. Very exciting. And I looked through the program. It looks like a very interesting, fantastic day. Unfortunately, I can't be here, and Elizabeth knows why, and she can't be here either for reasons that are out of her control, but I guess they're in my control. But anyway, it's all my fault. We're just very excited and wish you all a fantastic day and wish every success to the center. Am I passing it to you?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Provost Madigan. Such an important call for support and for the relationship between what we do here and the mission of Northeastern University. So I think this is an incredibly exciting moment. And why? We can say, oh, good things, nice to have with faculty. There's two things that I just want to emphasize. One is something that actually aligns with the mission of the College of Arts, Media, and Design, which, as Adriana points out, the Center for the Arts, the Center for Design, and the Center for Media are really important for the College of Arts, Media, and Design. That sort of speaks for itself. But there's something important about the mission of the college to which these centers speak in very important ways. And that is this notion that we need to ignite and empower all sorts of aspects of human endeavor that place humans in the center in relation to all of the transformative and constantly evolving technologies that are constantly coming and constantly changing, and influencing and changing the way we function as human beings, whether by ourselves or as communities. And so within that context, I think it's sort of obvious that the Center for Transformative Media sort of speaks to this particular larger mission, but also to a particular moment, to acknowledging the ways in which media right now, as we speak, is transforming and changing all of what it means to be human. And we so desperately need to make sure that people who have deep knowledge in human disciplines, in creativity itself, are engaged with the transformations that are happening to ensure that the impact of all of this media on all of our lives is positive, that it is a positive impact, that we are influencing the changes, that we are perhaps mitigating some of the changes that maybe are not so great. And we need to acknowledge that and work together. That's the power of the university and the power of the center to bring together people across disciplinary boundaries, of course, across the college, which has a sort of important nest of all kinds of disciplines. But that is something to then bring together people across all of the colleges, across Northeastern, externally as well, to really sort of empower the power of the collaborative, the power of what we do together. So thinking about the collaboration and the human as one key issue, I think the second key issue that I would want to emphasize is the role of creativity itself. So much when we think about something like transformative media, we think about who are the tech companies that are changing the technical aspects of how media functions. And of course, that's crucial, and we need to engage in that. But we often don't think or don't empower or be more specific about the ways in which creativity can engage with those transformations, with those technological developments in ways that can be deeply human. Even in the age of AI, where I would say in the age of AI, it is the human creativity that is the power in relationship to AI that we need to be constantly evolving and changing, I would say, faster than the machines can, though I know that's a controversial statement. So just congratulations, again, apologies, as Provost Madigan has spoken for the reasons I cannot be here today, but it is, I wish I was able to be here. And I think it's so exciting, and a huge congratulations and a shout out to Adriana, who has pulled this day together, but is really igniting the center with a kind of transformative mission and bringing all of you guys together in really exciting ways. So congratulations, Adriana, and have a wonderful day.
Thanks. You can always come back later for the party. 6 to 8. Yeah. So before we start, I just wanted to go through some news about the center and what we have done in this past year since I arrived here. So first of all, you might have noticed we have a new name, as I said, and we also have a new logo. We just worked with CAMD to kind of create this mark that's based on the idea that the center is fluid and dynamic, and the shapes are inspired by sound waves and communicate ideas of conversations, connections, movements, and innovation. We also have a new website. This is our QR code, and you can, scan it. And it's still under construction, but there's where you can find most information about the center. We have a new space in the third floor of the library, and we are really glad to have, our RAs and affiliated faculty and core members a space that they can meet and talk about things and creative things. We have an advisory board. So these are people from outside Northeastern who kind of help me to shape the mission of the center. So some of them are here. If you can just kind of raise your hand, and if you're part of the advisory board, thank you for being here. We also have a group of core faculty who are kind of the soul of the center. Is there anyone here from the core faculty? I guess, yes, they're here, and so thank you. And those are people from all different departments in CAMD. These are our affiliated faculty. Who are affiliated faculty here? You just raise your hands. Yes, thank you. It's very nice to see everyone here. These are our postdocs. Where are the postdocs? If I think they're in that table, yeah. They work together with some of our core and affiliated faculty. There's a thing there in the slides, but our PhD students, some of them are not here, I think, but, actually, Satanuka, over there, one is our first year, and Satanuka is an incoming CAMD student going to join us to work with me in the fall. And finally, these are research assistants. Are you here? They are outside. They're some of them in the back there and here. I mean, they've been working really hard, and some of the research projects developed in the center, but also in the organization of this event. I couldn't have done that without you. And most importantly, Claire and Evelyn, where are you? Can you please stand up? Where's Evelyn? Oh, Evelyn's back there. They are the soul of the center. I mean, I couldn't do this work if they were not helping me with everything. So I'm really grateful for you, for your work. So what we have done so far, these are just some of the events we've done since I came here. These were a kickoff event last October, in which some of the, I collected the advisory board, so to kind of think of the mission of the center and start thinking about a new name. We did it in the Center for Design. Thanks, Paulo, because we didn't have a space at that time. Then Claire organized the film screening, Break the Game, in November. Then we had Celia Pierce's book launch, which is outside on a book table. That was in January. Last month, we had the Spatializing Narratives micro conference organized by David Tamez and Celia Pierce. And we're going to have next month another film screening on Another Body. So if you're around, it's going to be on April 16 on the third floor of the library. Now, I wanted to, another thing we did is like we're going to have a yearly call for mini grants to support faculty research that are kind of aligned with the center's strategic research areas, which I just mentioned to you. And it's for tenure track faculty and postdocs at Northeastern University. We actually had a lot of applications for our first cycle, and they were reviewed by a team of core and affiliated faculty members according to the clarity, the significance and originality of the project, methodology and designs, relationship to the center mission, timeline, and budget. And I just wanted to announce the 4 winners that we're going to be working with us and developing this research projects. And I think some of them are here. So congratulations to, so I think Mio is here. Can you just, congratulations. And Eileen is already here? I don't think so. Oh yeah, there's Eileen, yeah. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm gonna get in touch with you later. So about this event, I just want to kind of show you what you're gonna expect for the day. So first of all, you should realize that there are posters on the back. So these are posters of research from the core and affiliated faculty members. So if you're walking around later, getting some food, just take a look at some of the research projects that are developed here. We also have an interactive media exhibition. That's in that, if you saw close to the entrance table, there is a little room that there are some interactive works, research works that our affiliated faculty did. So if during the breaks, if you can go over there and just take a look and interact with the pieces. And finally, we're gonna have an AR game that was actually developed by some of our research assistants. And the AR game is basically a gamification of some of the projects that are developed in the center. So there's gonna be stations like QR codes in specific places here in this room, and you can scan. There are some instructions in your folder about how to get in the game. And the first person who finishes the game is gonna get a prize, which is like, if you remember from our retro mobile gaming collection that's displayed there. So if you're like my age and you used to play this, it works, okay? So just, the game is gonna start, it's gonna be during lunchtime. So it's gonna be between 12:30 and 1:30. It's more than enough time to finish. So I'm gonna remind you, and if you wanna get a game and watch, even if you don't wanna get a game and watch, it'll be a nice way to kind of learn more about the research projects developed in the center. So with that, I think I'm done with my introduction, and I would like to call Jeff Bowles from the University of Toronto, who is gonna introduce our first keynote speaker and moderate the discussion later. Thank you all.